back to my YouTube channel. So today we have another baby naming video, which I'm super excited about because I absolutely love baby names and I'm obsessed with filming baby naming videos. I wish I could do more of them, but one, I would run out of names, and secondly, I like to be a bit more adventurous and not just do like average baby naming videos. So today's video, as you'll be able to tell by the title, is a Disney themed baby naming video. So I've picked my favourite top 10 names for girls and boys from Disney characters. So I'm literally just going to jump straight into it. Some of these names I would 100% use for my own baby and some of them I would not, but I just know that they're quite quirky, so I love the name but doesn't necessarily mean that I would actually use it. So I'm going to start with boys because they're at the top of my list. So I'm going to go boy girl again. I'm not going to do boys and then girls, I'm going to alternate. So my first boy's name is Apollo. So this character is from Hercules, and I know a few dogs called Apollo, but I also think there's a lot of babe names out there that people use for the dogs, so that doesn't put me off. It's not one that I would personally use myself, but I still think it's a really quirky and gorgeous name. I think it's very, very masculine, especially with it coming from the film Hercules. It's obviously from that film for a reason. So my second name, which is a girl's name, is Anastasia. But obviously this is quite an old-fashioned name. It's just not very popular at the minute, and it's from Cinderella. I also think there's an Anastasia in another Disney film, but I can't think of who it is. But I just think Anastasia is a lovely name. I think when they're younger you can shortcut it to Anna, and then as they get older, Anastasia, or either way you can use Anastasia when they're a young little baby and then you can use Anna when they get older. So my second boy's name is Clayton, and this is from the film Tarzan. So I actually really like Clayton. I think it's a gorgeous boy's name. I think it's really masculine and really strong. The only thing is there's a village near me called Clayton West, and I just feel like that would remind me of the village rather than the actual name. But I think Clayton is a beautiful boy's name. My second girl's name, which is one of my favourites, is Aurora. And this is from the film Sleeping Beauty. I think Aurora is an absolutely gorgeous name. I think it's very, very girly. I think it's also quirky. There's not many around. I do know one little girl called Aurora. I just think it's a really stunning and different name. Like, I don't know, I just think it's a really beautiful girly name. So third boy's name is Flynn, and he is from Tangled. So Tangled is one of my favourite Disney films, and Flynn Rider is obviously the guy that saves Rapunzel. So I actually quite like him as a character as well, but I really like the name Flynn. I really like Finn as well, so I just think it's got that little different twist to it. Again, I think it's a really lovely boy's name when they're younger and also when they're older, and I still just think there's something a little bit different about it and you don't hear many of them around. So my third girl's name might be a bit of an obvious one, but it's Belle, and obviously she's from Beauty and the Beast. I think Belle is a gorgeous name. It's girly, it's suitable for when they're younger, it's suitable for when they're older. I just have a dog called Bella, so obviously I would never use it, and she really suits the name Bella as well, so I would never use Belle, but I do think it's an absolutely beautiful girl's name. And number 4 for the boys is Gus. So personally I wouldn't use the name Gus, but I think if you like quite edgy names and you like those really short names with not much to it, I think Gus is perfect. So Gus is obviously from Cinderella as well, and I just think it's a quick, quirky boy's name, very manly as well. So my fourth girl's name is Cleo. A lot of people have said this is a unisex name, which I kind of do agree with, but I think personally I would use it more for a girl. So Cleo is from Pinocchio. I'm not actually sure what character they played because I literally cannot remember the last time I watched Pinocchio. But I just think it's a nice girl's name. It's a little bit different. Again, there's not many around. Sorry, this tree is just intruding my space. And again, it's just one of those quick and quirky names. So number 5 for the boys is Hughie, which I actually think is really, really cute. So Hughie is from the DuckTales, and I just think, again, if you sort of like those different names but they're also quite old-fashioned, I think Hughie is a bit of a version of either Hugh or even a bit like, I don't know, Dewey. I don't know, I just think it's quite an old-fashioned name, but I also think it's very unique because there's not that many around, and I just think with the Y on the end, it's just got that like different sort of twang to it. So number 5 from Elsa, again, well, I said that one wrong. So number 5 for the girls' names, again, it might be a bit obvious, but it is Elsa, and obviously Elsa is from Frozen. So Elsa is obviously quite a popular name. It's probably very used this day and age, and Frozen probably did help that, but it was just one of the names that stood out to me when I was researching Disney names, and I still think it's a gorgeous girl's name. Again, if you're not looking for something that's too out there or too quirky, then Elsa is perfect, and I think it's a very beautiful name. So number 6 for the boys is Kylo, which is spelled Kylo. So this character is from Star Wars. I'm not actually sure if Star Wars is Disney, but I'm pretty sure that it's got something to do with Disney. Anyway, I actually think Kylo is a gorgeous boy's name. Again, it's those small characters, quick and easy to say. You can't really shortcut it to anything other than Kyle, but I just think saying Kylo is nicer. I actually think it's a really beautiful name for a little boy, and I also think when they're older, you know, you could even just shortcut it to Kai, which I think is absolutely fine for a grown man or a teenager, and I think it is a lovely name for a boy. So number 6 for the girls is Flora. So this character is also from Sleeping Beauty, and I think Flora, again, is just a gorgeous name. I really like girls' names beginning with F. I think they're very feminine and very different. Like, I like things like Felicity and Florence, so I think Flora is a gorgeous name. Obviously it does remind me a little bit of the butter that we get over here in the UK. I'm not sure if you can get it anywhere else, but I do still think it's a very beautiful name. So next for the boys is Maximus. So this is becoming quite a popular name now. You know, when I search like baby names and even looking for myself, because we still haven't chosen a boy's name, Maximus is actually a very popular boy's name because obviously it can be shortcut to Max. You've kind of got the 2 names in one with it, because you can have Maximus or you can also shortcut it to Max. And I know a lot of people like those kind of names where you can kind of have 2 names in one. So next for the girls is Jessie. Obviously Jessie is from Toy Story. Jessie is one of my favourite names for boys, but when I was researching names for Disney names for this video, Jessie obviously was one of them for girls, and I still think it's a lovely little name for a girl. I'm not a fan of Jessica, it's too boring and too simple for me. Sorry for anyone who's watching who has a child called Jessica. If you're called Jessica and you're watching this, then I think that's fine, because you're obviously generations above now. But yeah, Jessie for a little girl, I think it's quite cute as well. Obviously you'd spell it with an I for a girl. So next for boys we have Soleil. So Soleil is from Monsters Inc. Again, Soleil is something that's obviously quite different, but I think I've definitely seen someone call the child Soleil, whether it's a celebrity or I've come across it on Instagram. So again, it's just something a little bit different if you're looking for something that not many people have. I think Soleil, again, it's just a very masculine name, and I think it's actually really cute that it's from the Monsters Inc. because Soleil is like the best character on Monsters Inc. He's big and fluffy and pink and blue, and I just don't think you can get much better than that. So next for the girls we have Penny. So Penny is a character on Bolt, which is the movie with the little white dog. So obviously Penny is quite an old-fashioned name. I know quite a few older women called Penny, but I think this generation coming up now, there's not many around at all, so it probably is quite a unique and different name that you could use. I think for a little girl it's perfect, Penny, and then I think as you get older, obviously with me knowing a few pennies, I think it's also a great name too. So the last two on boys' names are from Toy Story, and one of them is my favourite name, but I know too many now, even though it's still very quirky and still very unique. So the first one is Rex, which I just think it's such a beautiful name. It's just so quick and easy to say. It's masculine, it's just got that quirkiness to it, and I just think you can carry the name Rex through with you as you get older, especially again our generation. Like, I love unique names, and I think because they are becoming more of a thing, then it's a lot easier to get away with it when you get older. And I would probably consider using Rex as a middle name, just because I know too many now personally that have the name Rex as a first name. So my second to last girl's name is from my favourite Disney film ever, and it's from the film Moana, and the name is Tala. And I actually forgot about this name, and then I only came across it when I was googling Disney names, and I absolutely love the name Tala. I think it's beautiful. I think it's very girly. I think it's very unique. I think, again, it's a name that you can carry as you get older. I think it's a very strong name, and if I was to have two girls, I would definitely consider using this as my second girl's name, because I really like when names have the same initials. So Tala Taylor. I know it sounds like a mouthful, but I actually really, really like it. So I think it's a gorgeous name. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. I think it's really, really different, and I actually am favouring it a lot now. I'm just looking at it written down. I just think it's gorgeous, and if anyone out there has a child called Tala, please comment on this video and let me know, because I just think it's beautiful. So my last boy's name, so obviously I said this is from Toy Story as well, and I actually know one little boy with this name, and it is Woody. It's not that popular at all, but I'm sure there's quite a lot of people out there who have a child called Woody who will have named it after Disney characters, especially because Toy Story characters are becoming very popular to name your child after. So Woody, again, I think you can definitely tell it's a boy's name. I think it stands out, I think it's unique, I think it's just a nice, strong boy's name. And it's not something I would personally use myself, but if I was to like hear of a child being called Woody, I'd be like, oh my god, that name's amazing, like I absolutely love that name. But it's just not something that I would personally use myself. So there are the boys' names done, so we have one more girl's name to go. So the last girl's name, this is quite different, and it's a double barrel name, and it's from the name Peter Pan. It's from the film Peter Pan. So if you can pause the video and guess what it is before I say it, then hats off to you. But the name is Tiger Lily. So if I was to use a name like Tiger, I would definitely want that double barrel name, because I just think Tiger just doesn't really sound like a name. But I think Tiger Lily together sounds really, really nice. I think it's really quirky as well. And I just think if you had a daughter called Tiger Lily, she would definitely be like a strong character who was like very strong-willed, probably a little bit stubborn, probably a little bit of a fighter. Not physically, I just mean like a strong young girl. And I just think it's a gorgeous name. Again, I personally would never use the name Tiger Lily. I'm not that into double barrel names. I just prefer like one name and then a middle name. But I still think it's a gorgeous name, and when I was looking through Disney names, Tiger Lily definitely stood out to me. They are my top 10 of each sex baby names, so please let me know what you think to my Disney baby naming list. Let me know what sort of themes you want me to be doing next, because I absolutely love filming baby naming videos, and the more I do, the more I'm like tempted to sort of change some of the names that I've chosen, just because I'm just obsessed with baby names. I always have been since I was literally like 12. I've just loved baby names. I've always been like, oh, I would call my child that, or when I have a kid I would call my child that. So thank you so much for watching my YouTube video, and please make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video.